Does anybody have any questions? It's difficult if nobody asks. Yes?
Why haven't you got RSI yet, mate?
Why haven't
Why haven't you got RSI?
What's RSI?
Repetitive strain.
Oh, it sounds like a disease. You mean like tendonitis?
Yes.
Oh, right. I actually have suffered badly from that in the past. And what I had to do to alleviate that was, there was something that I sort of invented that I took on the road, which was I took the base of a microphone stand. You've seen that thing, yes, the thing that I roll up and down on a block of wood. And what that does is, that just opens up the muscles in your forearms, because a lot of times when you're playing, anybody who plays rock here and knows what a strain that is to go on stage and hit it right away and hit very hard, knows that you have to do some kind of preparation beforehand. And I was suffering from like what they call tennis elbow in America, which is probably the same thing, and just everything, all the muscles just cramp up. And this helped me a lot, and I would do that before every show, roll this device up and down on a block of wood 5 or 10 times, and sometimes I would even soak my arms in warm water before a concert and put on a little bit of that icy heat or Bengay or, you know, any of that kind of stuff, and let sort of open up and loosen all the muscles. And then afterwards, sometimes I put them in ice buckets so they would, I did say that was the doctor told me to do that part, but I think that actually worked because I never had that problem on the road.
Freeze until the next year.
Yes, that's right. But that is something that rock drummers do suffer from, and a sports injury doctor sort of clued me to that kind of thing. If you can do some sort of forearm work, sometimes I do exercises like this, which help sort of open arms. Just turn it around like that, and sort of turn them inside out, do all that kind of thing. Do that, so you can really feel it stretching the muscles. And I don't really have room to do the other thing that I do, which is sort of this Tai Chi kind of thing that cracks your back, but it really feels great. And then I'll do that, which until I actually can't, it almost feels like my hand is I've got a dead fish on the end. And that kind of thing really helps loosen my hands a lot. In addition to, you can just take any surface, you can do it on anything flat, and just hold the stick tight like this, and bring it up. It's easy to go like, oh yeah, big deal. But if you hold it like this and don't actually let the stick go, if you play this way, you play this way, do the same thing, but just don't make the stick come right up at a right angle. When you do that, you'll find in about 30 seconds there's a lot of pain there, but it feels, it actually helps a lot in terms of building the endurance in your forearms. And I used to do that for 30 minutes every day. I can't confess to doing it now, but I think my arms are quite a bit stronger. I did that when I was younger, 30 minutes, and I did it 5 minutes each and just stop, because you really can't continue with it, but it will make your arms incredibly strong. And I found it to be the equivalent of about practicing double stroke rolls or any kind of rudimentary things for hours on end. The equivalent in terms of building up my hands if I did this, because it just got my muscles incredibly strong, which is why you sit there and play rudiments endlessly. If you know how to, if once your hands remember how to play the rudiments, there's no need to keep repeating them apart from making sure your hands are supple. If you want to build up strength and not have to spend hours upon hours just playing a double stroke roll until you're completely bored, that's a good way. And I'm not saying it's a shortcut, I'm just saying it worked very well for me, and that enabled me to sort of concentrate on other things while I was building my hands up. Yes, it's an overwhelming display.
If I just may,
yes.
When I played in Gold Rush, which was very loud then, because my brother was playing guitar, of course. But the thing that I found best for me was just simply this. I'd sit there with a pillow and just bang away at it. As hard as I could like that. Not even doubles, just singles like that. And just do that for a long time, and it did me more good than playing all the rudiments that I knew, which was 2 of them. You know what I'm saying? Just and making sure, and the other thing that I learned is to get more power from your hand rather than your arm. Playing things like, can I just say something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Playing, say when I have 3 or 4 things, like playing, getting more power from there rather than, that's bullshit, you know. Get as much power from there, getting the power from here rather than, you know.
That's right.
Making yourself look like you can take it right here. That's what I should do.
No, that's very true.
Just doing that on the works all the muscles that you use during the show.
That's right. All the strength that you have as a drummer really comes from your wrists primarily. I play one thing that was very helpful. Colin taught me how to just use my fingers and play what he called like a sort of French timpani grip. And he. I mean, I sat behind him a couple times he played, and he was incredibly loud, but it was all coming from his wrist, and secondly, his forearms. I mean, for certain things, you have to really come back, but I find that I get a lot of power without lifting the stick up real high because of that, of just learning how to use my wrist more instead of my whole arm, which wears you out a lot faster. But that's something I can show some, if any of you are interested afterwards, I'll show you what I mean up close. It's a little hard behind the kit here.